or enzymes. We're going to talk to you today about your poop and how well you poop, and if you poop every single day. Does your poop feel healthy, hydrated? Can you wipe and have one clean swipe? Do you feel fully relieved? Do you have happy poop? I don't want you to have happy poop. So we're here to talk about your digestion and how important it is for your gains and for your health all together, right? So, hey, digestion, super important. What's the goal of digestion? Is to take big things like a cow and make it into a small thing like an individual amino acid so that our body can actually utilize it, okay? So we kill the cow, we make a steak, we use a fork and a knife, and we make it small, right? So we're cutting the cow up, okay? We go into our mouth. What are we supposed to do when the cow goes into our mouth? We're supposed to chew, right? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. The more you can chew, the better your poop's gonna be, okay? Now, once we chew these things, it gets smaller and it enters into our stomach. This is when we can start to absorb some nutrients, but the better our stomach absorbs things, the better our intestines, which are going to be your major players in your digestion, are going to be able to absorb things, okay? So if you like to have energy, if you like to be able to sleep, if you like to be able to feel, skinny and not bloated, it's going to be awesome for you to think about digesting foods, right? So there's a million different directions we can go with this. Today we're going to focus mostly on the stomach category, and we're going to focus mostly on the acid category, okay? So this little quote I'm stealing from the book. It starts with why. I've totally rephrased it, but I do want to give credit to the book, right? So we shouldn't worry about if it's done right after it's done. We should ensure that it's done right before we even begin. So oftentimes when it comes to digestion and things like that, people like to focus on the intestines and saying, oh, well, I have a hard time going to the bathroom. It's either too frequently, not frequent enough, whatever the issues are with it. And then they go, oh, I need to focus on taking healthy probiotics, getting my gut flora right. Those are all fine and good, and there's going to definitely be a use for those types of things, but that's really far down the chain. I want to work our way up the chain a little bit so we can ensure that we're digesting and absorbing foods. Here we are, digestive enzyme complex. Yeah, you see that, don't you? It looks sexy. Does that look sexy? Or does this look sexy? Yes. All right, so digestive enzyme complex, Lifetime Fitness sells it. Phenomenal. It's actually my favorite digestive enzyme that I've ever taken. I've taken a lot of them. But to be quite frank with you, there's not a major difference between the least happy one that I've taken, or the least good one that I've taken, and the best one that I've taken. So more important than anything else, guys, is that when you're taking a supplement, just pay attention to what the ingredients are in the supplement, making sure that they're at the appropriate dosage level. Okay, so there's two, you'll see here on the bottom, by the way, there's like a bajillion different ingredients, okay? There's really only two that I'm ultimately concerned about. And the two that I think are most effective are the HCl and the ox bile, right? So what is HCl? HCl is stomach acid. And so what stomach acid does is it helps us absorb essential minerals like iron, calcium. It's debatable whether it helps you increase the absorption of zinc and magnesium, but it also helps you absorb your B12, which is a super important energy producing nutrient. So if you're not getting those things, then they also help you digest your proteins. If you're not absorbing those appropriately down the chain, it's going to start causing some indigestion issues in the intestines. Iron, super important for oxygen delivery. B12, really important for energy production. So that's one of the main benefits that you're going to get from HCl. Most people don't produce enough HCl. There's some research on it to show, and in my own personal experience with my clients, is most people don't produce enough HCl. So giving them a supplement like digestive enzymes is going to help them increase the absorption of all those essential nutrients. They're going to feel better in their stomach, less bloating, less gas. better poopies, less wiping, all kinds of amazing stuff that goes on there. And the thing that I've personally noticed when I take it is I sleep like a baby. So even the very, very first night that I take this supplement, if I've been taking a break from it, I'll have those crazy dreams. I don't know if you've ever taken like a ZMA or anything like that. The first night or two you take it, you get great dreams. So deeper sleep is one of the better benefits that I've found from it, and a lot of the clients that I have also say the same thing. Ox bile, I think, is a really important thing to pay attention to. So ox bile, I got some notes here, I'll read them. Ox bile is essential for the breakdown of fats. A lot of us eat a lot of fat, especially if you're in a keto diet, lifestyle, anything like that, and have a hard time digesting and breaking down fats. That could be because you don't have, not ox bile, right? You're not an ox, but bile in itself. So having ox bile in there helps us digest those fats a little bit better so we don't get kind of the greasy, upset types of stool, right? Or oftentimes if we have too much fat, we get complete constipation. So adding the ox bile in there helps us with that. It also aids in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K. Helps reduce the occurrence of gallstones. It can actually reduce cholesterol levels and reduces the amount of constipation that people feel. So what I think is really important, just kind of overall with this, is the stomach acid, HCl, ox bile. This starts in our stomach. If we can get all of this stuff right, usually 9 times out of 10, our digestive system functions a lot better. And we don't even necessarily have to start adding in extra probiotics or anything like that. Our gut flora can actually re-regulate because the HCl is really good at killing other pathogens and fungus and all kinds of stuff. And that effect, back at you, boom. Did I do the label right? I don't want to be like having the wrong label. There it is. Okay. So a question that I haven't answered yet is how the heck do we take digestive enzymes? Okay. So the biggest thing that we're going to be paying attention to is how much HCl is going to be in each supplement. Okay, so you never want to go higher than 1,400 milligrams of HCl in a single dose time. HCl needs to be taken with food. You don't need to have excess stomach acid when you're not actually digesting food. So when you're taking it, take it with food. You can start out with the lowest dose possible. Take it. If you are already producing enough stomach acid and you add stomach acid into your life, you're going to get kind of a stomach acidy burn, right? Like a reflux, like an acid reflux type of sensation. So if you take a capsule, okay, after you eat, and you're like, oh man, I feel kind of uncomfortable, my stomach's burning, you are one of the rare people that are actually producing enough HCl, okay? So whatever bottle you get, you want to look at the label, figure out how much HCl is in it. So this particular one, also pay attention to the serving size, is 300 milligrams of HCl, but a serving size is 2 capsules, right? So real quick math check, half of 300 is 150. So each capsule here has 150 milligrams of HCl. So you're gonna wanna start with 1 capsule. Remember, never exceed your HCl level past 1,400 milligrams. So some people might build up to 5 capsules before they feel their stomach burning. So those particular people need to be taking 4 capsules. One cool thing about taking HCl is you don't have to take it forever and ever. Your body will actually start to reproduce its own HCl the more you take this. So if I burn at 4, or just say if I burn at 5 and I take 4 for a few weeks and all of a sudden I feel a burn at 4, what do? I reduce my capsule down to 3 and repeat the cycle until I can get it down to the lowest minimal dose or even completely getting off of it. High stress lifestyles, high processed food lifestyles, bodybuilders in particular are going to have a hard time getting off this stuff because we're in high stress all the time, working out, lifting weights, and we're not exactly eating the healthiest foods in the world or taking the healthiest supplements. Like, you know, when you take your pre-workout, you're probably damaging a lot of your own HCl production. So that is how you want to take that. And you can take that with every single meal, but you don't have to. If you forget to and you take it once or twice a day, you're still going to get a really good benefit as opposed to not taking anything at all.